Of us near Evansburg and south. It's starting to cloud up here, showers and possibly a thunderstorm in the city later tonight, low of 9.
Thanks, Stacey. It's 5.5 minutes after 5, and Tahar is with us here in studio with one of the top stories from our CBC newsroom.
Thanks, Rod. We'll have an update on what happened today at David Moss's murder trial. He's accused of second-degree murder in the death of a 7-year-old girl, but the judge is being asked to find him not criminally responsible. I'll have more on that and other local news at the bottom of the hour.
Thanks, Tahara. Let's get a look at traffic with Stacey. How are things on the roads?
Yeah, I'm going to start with the good news. The Anthony Henn Day, just some regular volume delays in the normal spots that can clog up a little bit. The White Mud, it is free-flowing, but let's talk about the Yellowhead. It is slower than usual due to water main repairs and a lane closure on 149th Street, so it's affecting westbound Yellowhead Trail at 149th, and then it is extending back to 127th Street. Slow again today. For some reason, a lot of people complaining about 102nd Avenue from the Grove Road Bridge all the way to almost 142nd Street. Barricades are up. I did get a phone call saying, why are these barricades up? They don't seem to be serving a purpose, but really backed up. Stony Plain Road, despite all of the LRT construction, looks like a quicker route this hour. If you spot something else, you can call us at pound 740 or send us a text message to 587-336-2929.
Thanks, Stacey. St. Albert's Out Loud Foundation supports LGBTQ plus youth in the community. As part of Pride Month, Arashida Verma stopped in to meet some of the members this week. Terry Sotart is the executive director. We also spoke with members Mikey Rosebursky and Eli Botterhill.
So for the most part, Pride is pretty good. Sorry, I think I missed one. Somebody new come in? Just your name and pronoun.
Mikey Rosebursky, he, they pronouns. I found Out Loud through one of my friends who I was friends with at the time, and they told me about this place called Out Loud where it was just like, oh, you can go and you talk about queer issues, and if you don't like it, at least you get pizza. My first day here, I was very shy. I was very scared. I didn't do the intro thing because I was too anxious, but a lot of people would like come up to me and just like talk to me on the side, and they were so friendly, and Terry was just like such like a comforting figure, and he was so supportive, and it just made me feel like I had a place, you know? It quickly became home for me because, I don't know, Terry was always there, and he was like a second dad to us. I like how it's a chill environment, and it's not like, sometimes it like has a structure, but it's not like completely like this, and this. But it's also not just like go roam around, do whatever, and you're just like left to your own devices. Like it's
Chadville, there's not a lot of tunes out there that have nickels in the lyrics. Now, of course, we have Nickelback, and I could have played some Nickelback tunes today, but actual songs that talk about nickels or dimes, there's like 2 or 3. Chris Graham, the lead producer of the show, joining me this afternoon. We were just laughing. Okay, what kind of music are we going to use for this?
So I pulled so much of it in hopes that something might fit, and I forgot to log out of my YouTube account, so listening and typing in all of the Nickelback songs and just pulling a couple and seeing if they would work as being crossed over with the intro there. I'm being recommended watching Nickelback, and that's not bad. I'm not one of these Nickelback haters either, but it's not my speed either. And so, like, when we do the movie segments, for example, the internet thinks that I love movies. But yes, super fun to try and come up with some music for this, because it's not every day we get to talk about change.
No, we talk about change
This type
often.
possibly happen. It sounds cheesy, but no.
Rid of the past and go about the business that God intended, you're actually being
more energy and have a more comfortable home all year round. For a free quote on ultra energy efficient windows, call 1-800-232-9454 or visit greenfoxwindows.ca. That's 1-800-232-9454 or greenfoxwindows.ca. Edmonton's most trusted source for breaking news 24/7. Global News Radio 8
afternoon with the closing trading TSX Composite Index was down 0.2%, 20,800. The Dow Jones down 0.8%, 32,900. And NASDAQ down 0.75%, 12,086. Actually, the broader S&P 500 index was the worst of the four, down 1% today. Let's see what happened to the 10-year Treasury. Maybe there's some concerns there. The 10-year Treasury is 303, nothing dramatic today. Canadian dollar versus the American dollar, we got awfully close to 80 cents. Ended up at 79.62 cents American to buy our dollar, or 126, we'll call it a Canadian, to buy the U.S. dollar. Oil closed at 122.5. Wow, up $3. Natural gas down 65 cents. That's 7% drop to 8.64. And gold up $3 to 18.55. Silver down 0.5% to 22.06. U.S. announced individual stocks of note. Suncor's up 81 cents to 53.33. Amazon down 1.5% to 121.18. Amazon's down 27% this year. Dollarama's numbers were very, very strong. Is Dollarama? Can you buy something for $1 at Dollarama? Maybe it's a Tuniarama. Maybe it's Fiberama. Dollarama numbers were impressive. Sales are up sharply. Earnings up sharply versus a year ago. Stock up 5% to 73.49. Their shares are up 16% so far in 2022. Other individual stocks of note. DocuSign had a good day at $90.10. World Bank was down 1% to 131.87. Tourmaline down to 78.10. Canadian Natural Resources down slightly, 85.78. Aurora Cannabis $1.97, down 6 cents. And Twitter was up, and so was Tesla. Tesla was up 1.25%. From the Global News Radio 880 Business Desk at National Bank Financial, I'm Kevin Mullane.
From the Global News Radio Sports Desk, I'm Dave Campbell. Edmonton Oilers General Manager Ken Holland and interim head coach Jay Woodcroft spoke to the media today to put a bow on a season where the Oilers took some steps forward, but more steps are needed towards the Stanley Cup Championship. Oilers losing in 4 straight games to the Colorado Avalanche. All ended on Monday night with a 6-5 overtime loss in Game 4. Number of players, Leon Draisaitl, Darnell Nurse, to start with, playing with severe, you would seem it's like severe injuries, but these guys just find a way to play through these type of injuries. But here's Ken Holland on the list of injuries for his players.
Well, he was playing with a high ankle sprain. He got hurt, I think, Game 6 in L.A. when Mikey Anderson body slammed him. And it was a struggle. Nuge was playing with an injured shoulder. You got Nurse with the hip flexor. The last game, Jesse hurt his shoulder. I mean, come playoff time, they play, but I think it's probably Jesse's a 4 to 6 week injury. You know, Smitty Yamamoto was in concussion protocol.
Will Nurse require surgery?
Right now, TD told me as of 15 minutes ago that he does not think anybody needs surgery, but we're getting pictures on a few people, and we'll know more in the next few days.
Of course, Jay Woodcroft, who took over on February the 11th for Dave Tippett. From the point he took over to the end of the regular season, the Oilers were top 5 in that time frame in points and points percentage. When Jay Woodcroft spoke about climbing the ladder of improvement.
If we would have taken that bargain on February 11th, and so I'm proud of our players, I'm proud of our coaching staff, I'm proud of our organization that we made it to that point, but there's more there. In order to get to where we want to get to, we have to continue to strive to improve.
Holland also saying that he will get together with Woodcroft next week to talk about removing that interim tag from Woodcroft's title. WHL final shifts to Game 4 in Seattle. The Thunderbirds, who lost 4-0 to the Oil Kings yesterday. Oil Kings are up 2-1, looking for the stranglehold. 3-1 lead tonight at 8 o'clock. Edmonton Elks on field today for day 2 of practice. They will open the regular season on Saturday in Vancouver against the BC Lions' Nick Arbuckle once again taking first-team reps at quarterback for the Green and Gold. From the Global News Radio Sports Desk.
Hi, I'm Carol Ann Devaney.
And I'm Gord Steinke.
Global News Radio 880 Edmonton brings you up-to-date weather.
Start of the day close to 10 degrees in the city of Edmonton.
Traffic. We do have a collision northbound on the QE2 Midway.
Comprehensive local, national, and international news. The restriction exemption program has served its useful purpose. It's done its job.
Discover the Global News difference. Tune in online at 880edmonton.ca for 24/7 coverage.
Global News Radio 880 Edmonton.
What makes a family so special?
Is it about attention?
Support?
Acceptance?
Being a part of a family is all of this and so much more. It means putting others' needs first. And that's exactly what you can expect at Southgate Volkswagen. For over 50 years, Southgate Volkswagen has been bringing intimate family values to every interaction, working through concerns and building trust to ensure you're not just a customer, but a partner for years to come. Southgate Volkswagen. When you're here, you're with family. Driving satisfaction online and on site.
Follow Edmonton's breaking news from Edmonton's #1 news source. Global News Radio 880 Edmonton. Non-stop news.
Construction continues on 99th Street at White Avenue, slowing down the drive in both directions this afternoon. We've also got delays on Calgary Trail coming off Saskatchewan Drive down towards White Avenue. And 109th Street also quite busy as you head down towards the high-level bridge, continuing on towards White Ave. 102nd Avenue continues to be a slow drive westbound from Grote Road out towards Stony Plain Road. And also starting to see some rain hitting some areas of the city, so just prepare for wet road conditions. Win one of 2 grand prize dream homes and over 1,000 luxury prizes with Full House Lottery. Tickets at fullhouse.ca. I'm Brady Howard. Shopper traffic every 15 minutes on Global News Radio 880 Edmonton.
After a sunny afternoon, we are in store for a few thunder showers in the city of Edmonton as we head into this evening and through parts of the early overnight hours. Our temperature reaching the low 20s today, and that's a trend that will continue for daytime highs over the next few days as well. We'll be closer to 10 degrees with a clearing sky after midnight. And back up to 23 for that high on Thursday. Mix of sun and clouds, south wind fairly light at around 10 to 20 kilometers an hour. Should still be in the low 20s for your Friday. Could be dealing with a partly cloudy sky for pretty much the entire day there. Your Saturday, 24. Sunday, slightly cooler, going near 20 to 21 with the risk of late day showers. Should be in the mid to upper teens for Monday with rain in the forecast to start early next week. I'm Global News Chief Meteorologist Jesse Beyer.
Mixed reaction to changes to a bylaw to make transit safer. Good afternoon. I'm Christina Drapeau. An Edmonton City Councillor is disappointed to see a new bylaw tackling transit safety get passed. Aaron Rutherford was one of 4 councillors to vote against the measure today, which bans loitering and openly using drugs on Edmonton Transit. Rutherford says it's a knee-jerk reaction.
I think this sense of urgency and fear of just making sure that we're doing something and we're showing we're doing something, whether it actually makes a difference or not, is actually inconsequential, quite frankly.
Rutherford says every transit system has problems, and these particular issues were addressed in existing bylaws. And with crime on the rise in Alberta cities, a criminologist says the solutions will require cooperation from a number of different groups. Mount Royal's Ritesh Narayan says even providing enough money for police can be difficult.
Resources are very expensive. Putting boots on the ground are very expensive. And police departments, they need the resources, the manpower.
Narayan says addressing the root causes of crime, like poverty and addiction, will go a long way, but that also requires resources from all levels of government. One person has been arrested after multiple stabbings in Slave Lake. Police got a call Sunday when 2 people were injured and a 49-year-old man was killed. An investigation began. RCMP have now arrested 25-year-old Evan Dacey Luke. He's charged with attempted murder in relation to one of the stabbings, but remains a suspect in the homicide. Luke will be kept in jail until he has a court appearance. Alberta's energy minister has fired a preemptive shot against any move by Canada to follow Britain's lead in opposing a so-called windfall tax on the profits of oil and gas companies. Sonia Savage says what could be considered an extreme act of aggression against provincial constitutional authority. The Trudeau government hasn't proposed a windfall tax on the oil industry as governments around the world grapple with how best to help citizens with the rising cost of living. But the UK recently imposed additional taxes on oil and gas firms to help fund cash payments to offset rapidly rising energy bills. The U.S. is among countries considering similar programs. Environment Canada has severe thunderstorm watches in effect for areas to the north, south, and west of the city, but not for Edmonton itself this time. The watches stretch down as far south as Vulcan and include the city of Calgary. To the northwest of us, there is a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of the MD of Greenview, including Valley View. Also a warning for the southwest in Brazeau County near Brazeau Dam and Clearwater County near the Sunchild Cree area and Ochese. Current conditions mean severe storms are possible, bringing with them the potential for lightning, large hail, and strong winds. Stay tuned to Global News Radio 880 Edmonton for any updates. Gas prices of $1.90 a litre in the Edmonton area have driven things to the point where some drivers are considering getting a second job just to make ends meet. Cindy Gallant lives outside the city and it takes her about 30 minutes just to get to work. With these record high gas prices, that's over $300 a month just for fuel. Gallant's lived in Bonnecourt 20 years. She says this is the first time she's ever had to worry about affording gas just to get to her job in the city.
Never have I ever had to consider getting a second job to afford the gas to go to my first job. Takes away from everything extra, including retirement saving. I'm looking at remortgaging, refinancing, anything that can get me to a point where I can actually afford food and gas because it's becoming that choice.
Just to save a few extra bucks, Gallant says she even started a garden this year, so her bill at the grocery store will see some relief. The Canada Research Chair for the Public Understanding of Sexual and Gender Minority Youth at MacEwan University is examining Alberta Health Services' response to monkeypox so far. Dr. Chris Wells says we've learned a lot from the pandemic on how important proper communication is and how quickly misinformation can spread. He believes the province has done a good job so far of keeping the public informed and warning higher-risk groups while also not stigmatizing anyone.
I think we also need to remember that monkeypox is not proven to be fatal and does not have the same kind of serious health consequences that other infectious diseases have. We have to have a cautious and measured approach, of course, but I think our biggest challenge, in this day and age is getting evidence-based information out there.
There are now 2 confirmed cases of monkeypox in Alberta. The province has launched 2 new online programs, making it easier for eligible Albertans to access financial help. Applying for AISH and income support can now be done online, meaning basic eligibility requirements can be met sooner and connecting with the government will be a bit easier. Minister of Community and Social Services, Jason Luan, says the new system will also free up staff.
They no longer have to try to find a government office, to find a fax machine, and to find a part of the post office to send in the paperwork. All of those changes will save vulnerable Albertans a tremendous amount of time and stress.
Luan says people can now apply for these supports 24/7. An app that can prevent a fatal overdose is now available Alberta-wide. When using, the Digital Overdose Response System, or DORS, will call for help if the user fails to respond to a timer. Some serious-sounding storms brewing around the city. Stay tuned for details coming right up. I'm Christina Drapeau, Global News Radio 880 Edmonton. Non-stop news.
I'm Craig Hummel with RE/MAX Excellence and SoldTodayEdmonton.ca. Proud to be the exclusive real estate agents for Alberta's next major retail project, Midway Center, halfway between Edmonton and Calgary and perched on the edge of Highway 2 at the Lacombe turnoff. Secure your location with national brands like Esso, Second Cup, Mary Brown's, Edo Japan, and Triple O's. Midway Center gives your business or franchise the opportunity to succeed.
Call 780-504-2379 or visit SoldTodayEdmonton.ca.
Hi, I'm Ken Franchek, General Manager of Crystal Glass. Your windows are for more than just the view. In your home, keep the heat inside and the elements like cold air, rain, and wind outside. In your vehicle, glass keeps you safe and protected. And when it comes to auto, residential, and commercial glass, we're your experts. Call 310 Glass or book now at crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass, the clear choice for all your glass needs.
The voices you trust most are bringing Edmonton stories to you 24/7. On air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada.
Fuck you, bitch. Fucking bitch.
Non-stop news.
I was her everything, and she was my everything.
It's the one place that brings her comfort. The backyard oasis was something her Auntie Rusty was so proud of. But the space feels empty without the petite, larger-than-life personality of Betty Ann Williams. The two were roommates for the last few years.
Like, this is my home with my auntie, and she's gone and I don't know what to do next. Like, I'm completely lost.
Rusty served in the military and was a survivor in so many ways. She was diagnosed twice with cancer and was recently in remission. She was just too much shy of her 87th birthday when she died after being attacked by 3 dogs who lived next door.
But then to have to go identify her, like, it was so traumatic for me. One of the hardest things I've ever had to do. You know, they tried to piece her back together, but I mean, I wasn't allowed to touch her, to buy her, kiss her, or nothing. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I should have been her protector. Like, I'm her person, you know?
Alberta Health Services conducted an initial review into how the call was handled after it took 30 minutes for paramedics to arrive. The probe reveals the initial 911 call was triaged as non-life-threatening. When police arrived, they notified EMS about the serious nature of the injuries. Once ambulances were dispatched, they arrived on scene 9 minutes later.
It's deeply concerning that an Albertan in dire need of emergency medical care faced a wait time for an ambulance that was more than 2 times as long as AHS is deemed acceptable.
There's no way of knowing if a quicker response could have saved Betty Williams, but knowing how excruciating any wait must have been haunts the family.
It 100% was preventable. And, like, I should still have my auntie.
Jill Croteau, Global News.
Congress hears from the families of victims of the Uvalde shooting and more. Good afternoon, I'm Kevin Robertson. As we hear from Sagar Meghani, relatives of mass shooting victims from Texas to New York have made an emotional plea for U.S. Congress to stem gun violence.
4th grader Mia Cerrillo described a gunman walking into her Uvalde classroom and shooting her friend.
I thought he was going to come back to the room, try to grab a little blood and put it all over me.
So he'd think she was dead too. In a pre-recorded video, the 11-year-old told a House panel she doesn't feel safe at school, the same one where Kimberly Rubio's daughter was killed.
And it's her voice, we demand action.
So does Anita Everhart, whose son was wounded in a Buffalo supermarket shooting.
You are elected because you have been chosen and are trusted to protect us.
As Congress struggles to draft a bipartisan gun compromise, Lucretia Hughes said stripping gun rights will not help. Her 19-year-old son was shot by a criminal with an illegally obtained weapon. 10 more laws? 20 more laws?
Y'all are delusional if you think it's going to keep us safe.
Sagar Meghani, Washington.
Canada's newly appointed liaison for unmarked burial sites at residential schools expects prosecuting crimes against Indigenous children will be part of her cause. Ottawa named Kimberly Murray as independent special point person today to connect Indigenous communities searching for and finding unmarked graves with the federal government. Hundreds of unmarked graves have been discovered in BC, Saskatchewan, and across the country. A mother in western Newfoundland says she feels shaken and unsafe after 2 male RCMP officers entered her home while she was sleeping Sunday morning and questioned her 11-year-old daughter. Courtney Pike says the officers said they were looking for a missing girl. They were told she may have been at Pike's house.
I said to my mom, you can't make this stuff up. I said, it's like something that happens in a movie. It's unbelievable. So what if our door was locked? Were they that concerned or that they would have kicked my door down?
The Newfoundland and Labrador Mounties say the officers knocked, yelled, and rang the doorbell before they entered, but Pike says her house doesn't have a doorbell. And the Foo Fighters are planning 2 concerts in memory of drummer Taylor Hawkins. Margie Zauraleta explains.
Taylor Hawkins had been with the Foo Fighters since the 1999 There Is Nothing Left to Lose album. The Foo Fighters say they are putting together 2 shows to play the songs that Hawkins fell in love with and the ones he brought to life. One tribute concert is set for London's Wembley Stadium on September 3rd, and the other at the Kia Forum outside Los Angeles on September 27th. The lineups will be announced later. Hawkins died March 25th while the Foo Fighters were on tour in South America.
Some are thinking about taking on a second job just to keep up. I'm Kevin Roberts, and you're listening to Global News Radio.
This fall, the government will unveil the new minimum tax on high-income Canadians. Erin from Macmillan Estate Planning shares how you can prepare.
One strategy that can help offset tax increases is MTAR, which acts like a giant tax-free savings account. If you qualify, you can tax shelter a large portion of your estate and have it grow tax-free over your lifetime.
Register for Macmillan Estate Planning's upcoming webinar on Wednesday, June 15th at macmillanestate.com or call 1-833-266-6464.
Hi, it's Jalen Nye. Getting home from work the other day, I walked into my kitchen, and for a moment, I thought I was in the wrong house.
What are you, fucking drunk?
Reface Magic has helped transform our kitchen. It feels like a completely different space. Plus, we're still discovering the little customizations that the Reface Magic team built in. And right now, to celebrate their 20th anniversary, the Reface Magic team is offering 20% off accessories. Visit refacemagic.ca and tell them that Jalen sent you.
CHQC.